Today's video will be more of testing. Yesterday, when I did the video for the offset parent matrix and grouping of controls and using a locator to parent the control to a locator, it was really good points covered there. And I covered this video because in the beginning, when I started learning rigging, that's how I was showed in the videos, how I was taught to do it. But then afterwards, when we did the video for Pascal, and when we were aligning and connecting the spine controls, for me it worked just with freeze transformations, right? And I was so surprised it worked. At the time when I was building the rig, maybe I was guessing, it was probably a month ago when I was doing it. And even now, when I build Maximus rig, I use the same kind of tactics with the offset grouping, and I think at some point maybe I use the offset parent matrix. I'm not sure. I can't remember. It's so many things. So it got me thinking yesterday. I could just not let it go. Call me silly. If you want. I just could not let it go. I was wondering why. Why did it work with just freeze transformation? If it works with just freeze transformation, why do we trouble to, why do we go through all that trouble to use the offset parent matrix and offset grouping, let's say, or even the locator, because that's additional work. And I just could not let it go. So today I just had to do a video and test and see, okay, well, why? So let's try and see. Okay, I'm in a clean file. Okay, let me just bring recording back. Come on. Let's float it. Okay, so I got my floor. And when I'm creating stuff, I'm going to be looking at the axis as well, because I think that's the main part. So let's get started. Let's see whether we're going to figure it out. Or if somebody more experienced has answers to all these questions or could explain why do we have to use offset parent matrix. Obviously, when something is not working, probably I will figure it out and I'll know why it's not working. I don't know whether I'm even making sense. But I mean, call me silly, but I really had to try it. So I'm going to create a quick skeleton. Let's go into first, let's do the spine. So right view. All right. My little keyboard is dying. Okay, let's see whether it's gonna survive. Okay, let's do the spine, yeah? Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. 8 and let's do this will be the spine. I'm not gonna rename all of them. Okay. Let's bring it up. Let's do legs as well. Just make it look a little bit better, right? Okay, let's do a knee there. Come on. Come on. Seriously. Seriously. Why? Why were you locked? Regardless, nevertheless, I'm not gonna dwell on that now. Let's do a nice foot as well. Okay. Let's do leg left perspective. Okay. Let's bring all of them up. All right, so we've got the leg, shift, let's move it there. I could have mirrored it, but nevertheless, doesn't matter. Let's do right. Okay, now let's put those in the spine. Okay, so we've got kind of a nice skeleton. Let's go in front and maybe get some arms as well. It's just, when things like this happen, and it's just like I could not let it go. I could not actually concentrate on what are we doing? Why are you doing this to me? Seriously. Okay. Let's get back into perspective. Okay. So let's move this one just as an elbow. Just a little bit. Does it look like two short hands? Nevertheless, regardless, let's do and left. Let's mirror that. Where are we mirroring? White to Z? Yep, white to Z. Okay. And the hands, let's put them in this one. Yeah. Lovely. We're missing a head, aren't we? Okay, let's do a head. Shall we go to the right? Come on. It's a funny looking skeleton, but never mind. Head. Okay. Got a funny looking skeleton, no. Alright. Now, shall we start with the feet? Okay. Here. Let's do a quick control here. Doesn't need to be anything special, right? So we want it at the back, let's say. It's not going to be anything more. Let's snap it there. Okay. Snap it there. And I know for this one works for face transformation, so I'm not too much bothered. Let me just amend it a tiny bit so it doesn't bug me. Alright. Okay. That wasn't too good, was it? Okay. Let's do that as well. I really need to figure it out because if it actually works with just freeze the transformations, it's gonna save me so much time in the future with the rest of the rigs. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna test it and I'm gonna see. Because it's very... Come on, stop playing with that control. Alright, that's fine. Whatever. Okay, so we've got that. 0, yeah. Let's rename it before we get confused. Control, foot, left, right. Okay, let's duplicate it. Change the name. Control, foot, right. Let's yeah, for this the rotation doesn't really matter, so I wouldn't bother too much with aligning it with the joint because we're gonna add the IK handles there anyways. So Let's just move it out. Okay, snap it. There we are. So it's snapped to that joint. So we've got the pivot there for now. We're not so much bothered about the pivot at this point for the feet. I just want to test it. Okay, so we've got the left and right foot. Let's do quick IK handles, right? Okay, one here. I'm not gonna rename them. Okay, let's rename them. Leg left. Let's do another handle here. Come on. Foot left. Just a simple to make it a little bit simple so I can figure out whether it works that way or it doesn't. And now I'll just keep trying. I mean, if we can make the process as simple as possible, that would be awesome. Okay, so those the left, let's do those into the left control, right? Lovely. So moving right, and it's zeroed. That's fine. Let's do IK handles for the other. Come on, come on. There we are. Leg right. Another IK handle. Okay. Foot right. Let's put them in the control. Cool. All right. Is it working? Beautiful, it's working. I'm not gonna be adding any knees, pole vector ones because that's not the point of this video. Okay, so we've got the feet. Let's do the hips. Curve, right? Control hip left. Okay, lovely. Control hip left. Okay, so now we need to be bothered about the rotation. Okay, let's parent it to the joint. So we can align it with the orientation of the joint. Parent, everything is on. I don't want it to maintain offset. I want it there. Let me delete that constraint now. Okay, so this is aligned. So what we can do in this moment to be usable, my favorite tool, how? Just rotate it a little bit, right? Beautiful. Back in object mode, right. Okay, so let's see what's gonna happen if I freeze the transforms on that. Okay. Did something change? Nothing changed. That's beautiful. That's what I want. Okay, that's the orientation. Okay. Huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's where it is. Okay. Mm-hmm. You see? That's the orientation. What's gonna happen if I oh, for the hips doesn't really matter because the hips we actually do point. Okay, so for the hips we do point. Okay, so the orientation for these after I freeze it, it's different, isn't it? So if I am to rotate that, I can rotate it, okay. Yeah, because we've got the IK handles. Okay, what would happen if I parented this to that? Let's see what's gonna happen. See, it's not gonna do anything. Let's delete that constraint. We delete it. Yeah, it's not there. Okay, so for the hips, we actually do point, don't we? Let's have a look. Okay, this and then this. Straight, point, maintain offset. So what we want for these is just to move it, right? That's fine. Let's shift it up. It's getting so confusing sometimes, you know, with building all the controls and the rig and, you know, parenting them, what's supposed to, let's snap that, what's supposed to influence what, in which parent group it needs to be, so it moves together. All these are kind of, modify, freeze transformation. So, for this, we said it doesn't really matter because we use point constraint anyways, right? Okay, so it is moving it. That's what we want. Okay, that's the hips. Let's do the pelvis, right? Pelvis, we're gonna snap it. Let me just check something. That's the orientation. That's the orientation. I see. It's different. So if I am to snap this the way it is, it's not gonna work afterwards, is it? Okay. Let's snap it there and freeze the transforms and see what happens, right? That's the point of this, isn't it? So that's the orientation we have. Okay, let's freeze that now. Stay the same way, okay? So what's gonna happen now if I that's gonna be my pelvis, isn't it? Oh, let's move it down a little bit so we know it's the pelvis, right? Object mode. So let's put the hips, control pelvis. Let's put the hips in the pelvis. See what happens. I'm getting really confused. Okay, that's working perfectly fine, right? It's because this worked because we didn't parent it to the joint. What if I do, let me duplicate that. I'm trying to figure out why and what. basically, for myself. I don't know whether that's going to be helpful for you, but for myself, you know. Okay, let's hold it. Lift it up a bit so I know that's okay. Let's see what happens. Okay, if I parent, okay, 0, parent it to that bone there. Constrained, parent, maintain offset. I want everything. Okay, what's gonna happen? It's working the way it should. You see? Come on. Yeah, my keyboard is dead, I think. Come on. It's working fine. Let's do this body. Okay, what's gonna happen when I put the pelvis in the body? This is what happens. Nice, right? And I didn't need to do anything but freeze transforms, right? So, shall we do the spine? I'm just thinking. We can either snap it or parent it. Let's parent it this time, right? What's her name now? Constraint, parent. And constraint parent, I don't want it to maintain offset, I want it to go there. Right. Okay. How? A bit bigger, probably. Object node. Okay, so that's line 1, right? And we need to constrain, is it? It's not. See? Let's delete the constraint. Line 1, modify, phrase transformation. What's gonna happen now if I constrain now? Constrain, and maintain offset. It's working. Even though I just froze transformations, didn't I? Okay, so what if we put this in the body, right? Okay, it's clean. Body. Did we not freeze that? Okay, I just didn't get it. Okay, so what happens if I put spine in the body? Okay, there we are. Always 0. Did we not clear that? Yeah, we did not clear that. Okay, let's have a look. La, 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 la. It's doing what it's supposed to do, isn't it? La, 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 la. And and they're all 0. Oops, that's not supposed to, it's point constraint, isn't it? Spine. It's doing what it's supposed to do, isn't it? And I just did the freeze transforms. Okay. So good. Let's do another spine. Duplicate spine 2. We know it's working, so let's snap. Right. Freeze transforms. Alright, let's constrain it. This to that joint, constrain, parent, maintain offset. What are we doing now? Okay. So one more we need, and then we can move them in one another. Spine 3, snap. That's more of the neck there. Nevertheless, let's test it. We're not talking about the anatomy here, are we? All right. Freeze transform. Okay, that's great. Let's switch that off. Okay, shall we constrain it to this? Constrain, parent, maintain offset. How are we doing here? All right, it is working. Whee! Okay. All right, so what am I doing now? I want to put them in one another, don't I? All right. So this and this, this and this, right? Is the spine and the body, yes. So if I move the body, all of them will move together, right? Which is what we want. If I go to the pelvis moves with the leg, with the hips, right? I go to spine 1, it's doing what it's supposed to do. Not Shift D, Command Z. I've got Shift D and Command Z next to each other, so how many times I've been duplicating stuff without meaning to do it. Okay, so that's doing what it's supposed to do, isn't it? And this is doing what it's supposed to do. It's gonna go from there. There we are. Beautiful. Okay. How about the arms? Shall we do the arms as well? Just completely, fully test it, and then I'll leave it up. I'll leave it up to you and me keep testing this, because I mean, if I can do just freeze transforms, that's awesome, right? Okay, how are we doing? Let's do FK, kind of FK controls for the arms, right? Because with the fingers as well afterwards is kind of tricky as well. Okay, let's parent it. That's gonna be the shoulder, isn't it, or something? Okay, let's do control left. This one. Select that. Constraint, parent, domain offset, so we can align it. Beautiful. Remove that. Okay, where are we? Control hand. There we are. Okay. Shall we hull it? Because hulling it actually saves me time to think how I need to draw it in a space for it to align. So that saves me a lot of time, you see? Now just hull it. It's aligned because we parented, didn't we? So it's definitely aligned to the joint. All I had to do is just the vertices itself, I just needed to rotate. So I get a proper control for rotation there for the FK rig, right? or IK, because in the IK we've got a point there, and then at the end as well control, don't we? Object mode, come on. Okay, let's constrain it now. Oh no, first we need to freeze transforms, don't we? Modify, freeze transformation. That's all clean, let's constrain it. Constrain, parent, I don't want it to maintain. I want it to maintain offset, sorry. No, the other way around. Come on. Constrain. Shift select joint, constrain, maintain offset. There we are. I did it the other way around, didn't we? Okay, so it's working. That went too far. Okay, let's do the other ones. So what I can basically do, if I can do this, oh, what am I doing? Did I remove my constraint? What? Oops. Ah! Okay, let's parent it again. I press Command Z. Constraint parent. Okay. There we are, it's working. It's working, right? Okay. Nothing else changed. Seems to be working. Okay, so if this is working, and it works with freeze transform, Shift D, snap. Let's do that one there, right? Freeze transforms. Okay. Let's constrain it. Parent. Regardless of what constraint we use, I'm testing rotation and stuff, ain't I? Okay. What happens if I put this into that? Beautiful. I wanted the whole thing. Hey, it's moving the whole thing, isn't it? Okay, let's do another one here. Shift D, right? Snap. Snap there. Okay, modify freeze transformation, right? Switch snapping off. Constrain. It's repetitive sometimes, isn't it? Okay, it's working perfectly fine. This goes into that, right? So the whole thing, let's expand on the whole thing, moves together, right? Okay, this is moving just that bone. This is moving just, oops, that bone. When it's both of them selected, which is amazing. Okay, all cleared. Let's do one more. Last one for the wrist there, which is supposed to be a wrist. Shift D, duplicate, snap, move. Okay, turn off, freeze transform. Right. Move into this one. It's very bizarre, isn't it? If I can, I mean, like, look how quickly I built this. And for the fingers, when it comes to fingers as well, you know, with all these things, it's kind of really confusing. I'm sorry. It's really confusing. Constraint, parent, maintain offset, right? Is this working? Working perfectly fine. Working perfectly fine. So 0, whole hand. Yay! Yay! Choop choop. That is beautiful, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. Should we move that head a little bit and give him a head control as well? So it doesn't feel left out. So that's supposed to be the neck. maybe a little bit. Let's push that a little bit this way, so we have kind of a head, maybe. That's a long neck. Nevertheless, let's do one control. Control head, right? Does that make sense? We don't have character there. It's quite where is the head? Here to this one. So this one can actually be the head, no? Nevertheless, it's really hard to tell. See? Why is this? Huh. Yes, because this is in the body, right? Okay. I know what we're missing. Control main, right? She's zeroed. Where are you? Control main. Okay. Let's put everything in there, don't want. All right. Okay. So this way, it's very nice, isn't it? It's the whole thing moving. So when we have it all in one, let's have a look. Oh yeah, because this hand is not rigged, is it? That's why. That's why it's moving with the rest, because we've actually constrained this one, haven't we? Shall we do a quick for this so we can test it? Where are those ones? Not the joint, the control. Let's copy all of this. I'm going to rename it cardless. Okay, start with the whole thing, shall we? Okay. As a parent, this to dot. Yeah. Command on the keyboard, not shift. Constrain, parent, maintain offset, off. Lovely. Nearly done. Next one. This to this, constrain, parent, delete. This, no, this to the third one, constrain, parent, delete. Oh, delete the constraint. All right, so last one, constrain, control, constrain, parent, delete. Now we've got all rubbish numbers, yeah, there to that one. That's fine. Let's see what's gonna happen. Modify, phrase transformation. Lovely. All of it. Okay, beautiful. That'll save me a lot of time. Let's constrain them. This to this, constrain, parent, maintain offset this time, control, bone, constrain, parent, maintain offset on, constrain, joint, constrain, control, joint, constrain, parent, maintain offset, constrain, control, joint. I mean, seriously. Okay, that should work, shouldn't it? And there's zero. I mean, nice. What's gonna happen now when I do this? Just the head. Whee! Right? But if I select both of those, if I select this, this. Okay. So what here for it to actually follow the thing, we need the shoulder, don't we? What's gonna happen if I put it in the spine one, so I don't need to create the shoulder, just for the time being? Is it spine one? This one? Come on. This one I need. My spine 3. Is that supposed to do it? That's good. It's doing what it's supposed to do, isn't it? Lovely. What's going to happen if we move those? Whoa! Come on. What's happening? Oh, that's on. Yeah, it's rotating beautifully. What's gonna happen when we do this? Yeah. Oh, okay. Kind of nice, isn't it? Okay. Well, it's working like it's supposed to, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken, it's supposed to do that. Shall we zero them out? Huh? Did we do something wrong? You think? It's because we put the spine in it. What the heck happened here? Did we not have that zeroed out? I guess we didn't. So I took the handles out. Now I'm gonna put them back. We missed that part and we didn't zero it out before we... Let's fix the rest. What could go wrong, right? You see what happened when we put the spines in there? Take them out. See what happens there. It's kind of nice actually to play with things like this and try to fix what goes wrong. Yeah, we did something. That's not right. Is that okay? How about we try to go back as much as possible before we put the spine into the body. There we are. Oh, it is in the body. Okay. Zero it all out. Okay, we need to go back and more. Take it out. There we are. Okay. So let's zero that out. Let's zero that out. Right. Zero that out. Okay. Zero them out, and I want to put it in the spine. Oh, in the body. And then that's zero. Okay. What did we do? I mean, seriously. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's how we build it, isn't it? So let's fix that foot first. Okay, let's take the IK handles out. Because we didn't zero it out, did we, before we added the IK handles. So let's freeze the transforms. Bring back the IK handles. Right. Okay, it should be working now. Yeah, zero. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so what I wanted to do is put the spine in the body. Isn't it? Okay, let's just check. It was all zeroed out, wasn't it? Ha! That wasn't. Did we forget to freeze transforms for that? Let's have a look. Let's see what's gonna happen if I zero that out. Oh, okay, we just didn't zero it out. Whew. Okay, let's get this in the body. Finally, come on. Nothing we need to kind of finish up. Beautiful. Okay, spine. These two. Then here we'll need to add the shoulders and everything else. Okay. But that video is not for the rest. I mean, it's just, it worked. Just with freeze transforms, it worked. And I'm gonna keep testing whether it works with just freeze transformations and everything. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it will actually work just with freeze transformation. Because imagine how much time we can save, you know, with just freeze transformations rather than worrying. Freeze transformations now parent most of the time, you know, when it's the first time we parent, we align it to the joint, then hull it so we can rotate it the way we want it, and a freeze transformation, and it seems to work. And I don't know, please let me know if this is working. Why do we need to bother with the offset parent matrix and grouping each control as well? Because it seems it's working, right? Well, from now on, it's a shame I didn't figure this out before I started Maximus, because most of my controls are with offset grouping. But it works, doesn't it? I mean, really? What's happening here? Come on. Oof, I'm selecting the joint. Seriously? You know when you get a bit anxious? Yeah, it's working. I mean, yeah, let me know. Let me know what you think about it. And I will be testing it, and I will let you know later on. Okay? Especially when I start the Rapunzel character and Eugene character. Well, thank you for watching and being part of this test. So have a good weekend, and don't forget to subscribe.